My name is Cehovsky, and in this comprehensive guide I will teach you some fundamentals of boxing to enhance your striking game. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a pro athlete, these things will help you with your boxing skill game. I've spent over 20 years training Muay Thai, and these are battle-tested skills that I have learned throughout all my journey. We'll start with the basics like your basic stance, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, basic punches, flow into combos, power punches, and then speed up until like big powerful combos that you can use. Imagine yourself fighting, doing crisp combinations, striking your opponent, not just blindfolded, but knowing when to strike, what do you want to do, where do you want to hit, where do you want to move back, slip, duck, everything. I hope this will help you a lot. Basic stance. This is how your basic stance should look like. Your body weight is somewhere in between your legs, so you're not leaning too much forward or leaning too much backwards. You should be very stable, don't lose balance or anything. And from here, you can throw either way, fast punches or strong punches. We also have a southpaw stance, which is exactly the same thing, but if you're left-handed, use a southpaw stance. Your guard can be a little bit different depending on your fight style. If you're more a type of a fighter who is more into like ducking, slipping and everything, your guard could be a little bit lower because you know that you're gonna slip the punches, you're gonna move around. Sometimes some heavy hitters usually have their guard really high because they're expecting to get hit so they can hit back like straight away. So there's like different types of guards. Usually I think something in between is the best thing to do, which is like always guard your chin with your rear hand. Always your hand should be on your face, covering your face, so you can cover all the punches. And your front hand, in this case my left hand, should be a little bit forward in front of my face, so I can confuse my opponent and I can throw some fast jabs. Jab. This is a punch that you will use a lot in the fight. It can distract your opponent, it can hit hard, it can do anything you can imagine actually. We'll start with the very basics. You should step forward with your punch, so you get a little bit of a power into it. Keep your chin down, your rear hand up, and step in with the jab. Your hand should rotate at the end, so you're making sure that you hit with the knuckles of your fist. Step and punch. Step and punch. Make sure that when you step and punch, you do it at the same time. So when the foot goes in front of you, also the punch connects. As I said, this can also distract your opponent or just keep them busy, so you cover their vision and everything, so you can hit and follow up with another combinations and punches. You step up with your front leg and hit with your front arm, with your left arm. The punch should connect when you step out. It should be done at the same exact time. This creates power and speed. Don't forget to keep your right hand on your chin. You can use the jab to confuse your opponent, to block his vision, so he doesn't know what you want to do, and you can set it up. You can set up your other punches with this jab. Just to like confuse your opponent more. Bam, do some fast jabs. One of the basic mistakes could be also leaning too much forward with your punches, which can leave you open for some counterattacks. Cross. This is much stronger weapon than the jab. Usually it is. Sometimes it can be, of course, different, but cross is primarily the stronger weapon which you can set up with the jab. How to do a good cross? You step up with your front leg a little bit, not too much, not like with the jab, but just a little bit, so you can twist your whole body, your hip and your shoulder. Usually the punch comes after that, because if you put all your power into the twisting motion, the hand just comes in front of you naturally. Also, again, same with the jab, make sure to twist your wrist and hit with the front two knuckles on your fist. Do a little step with your left leg and then twist your body and throw your cross. Just twist, throw your hip, and the punch just goes there naturally. Also, one of the most important things is when you twist, to twist your foot like almost like you want to squish a butt on the floor. Hook. From now on, every punch you will do is based on your rotation of the hip, of your body, and so you get the momentum and the speed and the power. That's quite the opposite of like what the jab is, where you just step forward. Here, same as the cross, we got a hook, which is about twisting and rotating with your front leg. If you throw a left hook, front hook, the front leg, you twist it, you put your weight a little bit backwards and hit again with your knuckles. There are very different types of hooks. You can have a hook which is like more on distance, more opened, closer one. You can have a body shot which is also type of a hook, cross with the uppercut, so to hit the body. Also, some people throw the hooks with your thumb up. Some people throw it with your thumb facing to your face. Really, it doesn't matter if you want to throw it with your thumb up or down. Just make sure that your elbow is raised a little bit up from your fist, so you get like a little bit this downwards motion almost, which also creates the speed and the power in the punch. Your fist should be a little bit bended. Again, with all the punches, it's all the same, just to really make sure that you hit with your knuckles. With the left hook, you're gonna step a little bit, not that much. You don't even have to step out, but sometimes it helps a lot, mainly with the body shot. But with the hook, we're gonna rotate a little bit our body to the side where to load up the hook, the left hook that you want to throw, and then we move back. This creates the speed again and the power in your punch. With your right hook, you don't really have to load up because you already loaded up from your basic stance, but sometimes a little bit doesn't hurt that much. So you throw the hook again, twist your body, twist your foot like you're squishing a bug. Now this you have to do with your both feet on the floor. So you're twisting, squishing some bugs here and there, and throwing hooks with that. Again, if you twist your body really powerfully and fast, the punching just goes naturally with that. Throw hook 1 and 2, bam, with the body. We have different types of hooks. You can use it for a long distance, bam. You can also distract your opponent or set up your other punches. When you're closer, bam, it usually has more power, bam. Spin, twist on your foot, bam. Same with your right hand. That one usually works more when you're on a closer range. Bam. Twist your hip, bam, and your foot. Throw and hook. Uppercut. Now we're switching from the horizontal punches to the vertical ones. Uppercut is a big advantage when you're fighting with the small gloves because uppercut can go in between the gloves, the gap that is in between the hands, because the guard in your small gloves is not as tight as in the big gloves. Same thing with the hook. We're gonna load up a little bit so we can throw the uppercut with a big power. With the uppercut, we don't twist our foot on the floor. Not when you punch with the left uppercut. So you go a little bit down, twist your body, load it up, and bam, you go up. You try to hit the chin or the nose or the sternum. We have different types of uppercuts. Also, again, you can use your long distance to like set up your other punches. Short to go the distance, bam, jump a little bit forward, bam. Or when you're short distance, twist your body, load it up, bam. Twist your body, bam, bam. Again. Sometimes you can throw your uppercut not with your palm facing you, but a little bit of a sideways, so you can squeeze your punch in between your opponent's arms if it's like his guard is very tight. Definitely don't do these type of motions to like load up and like scoop something off the floor, but you just from your chin, your hand goes a little bit down, maybe with your body. Go a little bit down, lower your weight, and bam, go upwards. That creates the power and the speed. Overhand. This can be a very powerful punch if you throw it right. Well, one of the very big and common mistakes is to throw it and hit with your thumb. This can be very fatal to your thumb. You can injure it, some fracture or something. Don't do that. Always try to hit with, again, same thing as always, with your knuckles. Sometimes you can throw the overhand with your palm facing to you. Sometimes you can throw it more of like a cross, something between cross and a hook. You step out with your front leg, and with that motion you lower your body a little bit, lean forward, and throw almost like you want to swing. You throw the punch from up and down. Also, you can use overhand to set up your other punches, which means you can do a body shot and then throw the overhand, or you can do it the opposite way, overhand and then set up the body shot, which distracts your opponent and he doesn't know where you want to hit him. It's very useful to use it for when you're southpaw or you're fighting a southpaw, because you're fighting with your rear hand and usually the punch is very strong. You load it up and try to hit behind your opponent's glove. Bam. Because usually that's not where they're much blocking that much. Also, you can cover it up like it could be a cross or a hook. Bam. So the opponent doesn't know where it comes from. Bam. Also, you can set it up your overhand with a body shot and then go up. Or you can switch it up. Overhand and then throw your body shot. Usually this technique is used by power punchers who just like to stand and bang with the high guard and then just try to rotate and spin your arms like this. And it's more of a lucky punch. It's not very, very accurate, I would say, but sometimes you can hit right the spot. And now we're going to combinations. We're gonna put all our punches together to create combinations. Let's start with the easiest one, jab and cross. Simple 1, 2, bam, bam. You step in with your jab and step with your cross. Bam, bam. Make sure that your weight is still somewhere in between your legs. Jab, cross. So you don't fall too much forward or you lean too much backwards. Keep it in the middle. 1, 2. Now 1, 2, 3. Jab, cross, hook. So we got our 1, 2, and we follow up with a hook. Good thing is that we are loaded up. We loaded up the hook already with our cross, because our weight is already more on the front leg, and then we throw the hook. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to protect yourself at all times. When one hand is punching, the other one is blocking and keeping your guard up. Yes, so you don't get hit. Boom. Jab, cross, hook, cross. We're gonna add another cross to this combination. 1, 2, hook, cross. This works when you're on a longer distance from your opponent and you want to close the distance, so you go jab, cross, hook, and cross again. Usually your opponent would be stepping backwards, so just chasing him with these punches. There are two different ways how to throw a combination. One can be smooth when you're just throwing punches in like a never-ending combination, or broken rhythm, which means you can go a little bit lighter on with one part and then bam, bam, throw hard, and again feint, feint, 1, 2, and bam, bam. So the full motion would look something like this, when you just, either way you're just going hard on it, bam, 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 like a brawl, or light, 1, 2, 3, bam, bam, body, 1, 1. I like to do the broken rhythm, which makes me or helps me to set up traps for my opponent. I make him think like, yeah, this is no big deal, this jab is just annoying, but no danger here, bam. He lets his guard down a little bit, because he knows like, this cannot endanger me, but in that moment, I throw a hard body shot, hard, whenever you want, hook, cross, anything, just with a different timing, different power and speed. It's also the same thing as with throwing the jab. It's all connected. The jab, just like this distraction for your opponent, and then you throw hard. 1, 2, 3, just a distraction, and then you throw hard. And you don't have to throw just one punch hard. You can throw like the whole combination. So you just do 2, 3, and again. Also, it helps you out with your gas tank, because you're not throwing 20 punches hard as you can, but you're a little bit saving yourself here, bam, bam, and then you go hard on it. And again, saving yourself, breathing, looking for an opening, and attacking. Parrying. We're gonna parry the jab. We parry with our rear hand, a little bit lean backwards. You can even step backwards a little bit to put your weight backwards, and so you don't hit so hard. You like transfer the weight from the punch. Okay, one more. You don't do too much of a motion, like pull it down, but more like just a tap it, so it just goes in a different direction than your face. Now we're gonna parry the cross. Same thing, but now I'm gonna parry it with my left hand. You can step a little bit to the side. More of a misdirection. But then you can follow up with another punches. Parrying also works against kicks, like a tip, for example. Okay, when your opponent tips you, you grab the leg a little bit, but most of it you just spin it out. Again, is misdirecting the punch, in this case, a kick that is coming towards you. So tip, bam, move it to the side. To the right, bam, move it to the side. In this case, either way, you can just move your hips backwards, so it doesn't kick you, it doesn't hit you, or you can step backwards, or you can step to the side. It's up to you, it's up to the situation, every time it can be different. More. can block also, and you can block and parry roundhouse kicks as well. For example, like James Honey does. Your opponent kicks you to the body, you grab the leg, and you spin your opponent. Kick, you grab it, hook it, and throw it away. If your style is more of a brawler who just has a strong guard, who is expecting some heavy punches and wants to throw back as soon as possible, this might help you. I'm gonna shell up. My back is a little bit rounded up. My shoulders are high. My hands are high, touching my forehead, and really my elbows are also close to each other. And I'm trying to see through my hands. So 1, 2. 1, 2. Also, this doesn't work every time, because sometimes the punch can go through, but you have to be expecting a hard punch and knowing that you can take it. If your opponent throws a hook, I'm gonna block it this way. I'm gonna raise my hand, my elbow a little bit up. This leaves me open for a body shot, but in this case, I'm blocking the hook with my arm over here, and it hits my arm, it doesn't hit my face. You can all combine it together when my opponent throws 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and hook, and 1 more. Also, I can block a body shot, which isn't really the best option over there, but it can work in your situation. When my opponent throws a body shot, my elbow goes down a little bit, but my chin is open in this moment. I try to hide it a little bit, so my chin is not like this at the moment, but still you can't help it. If you want to block this, you leave open another thing. That's just the price. So when my opponent throws a body shot, my elbow goes down, and I cover my liver so I don't get body shot. Both ways, both sides. But be careful when you're fighting with small gloves, because shelling up doesn't really work with small gloves. Small gloves are small, obviously, and they get through your guard, through these little gaps that you will always have in your guard. And because the small gloves are, as I said, small, they don't guard your face that much as a big glove would do. Another type of guard is a long guard. This keeps your opponent at a long distance. When you don't want to get your opponent close, you reach one of your hands forward. Make sure that it's hard, so he doesn't get forward. It's also sometimes can be something in between jab and a block. Your rear hand goes on your forehead if you're expecting a jab in this case. Jab. Or if you're expecting a hook, it can move like the shelling for a hook. What I would say the disadvantage for long guard is leaves you open for an uppercut. So if I keep my hands high, I leave my chin a little bit open. Also, of course, I can try to block it like this, but sometimes in the moment of the fight, just one hand doesn't do all the work that it should be doing. Also, long guard leaves you open for a body shot. So, because I'm expecting a punch to my head, and my opponent throws the body, that leaves me straight open for a liver shot. In this case, you gotta make sure that you're doing your abs workout so it doesn't get knocked out. You don't get knocked out. Also, once you get better with the long guard, you can expect the punches, you can see the punches, and you have a good eye for it, and you can move your hand to catch all the punches that are coming your way. Another type of guard is a lower guard. You keep your hands a little bit lower on your chin, not too much on your forehead, but you know that you want to do more slips, evade the punches or rolls. This is more of a Mike Tyson style. When my opponent throws a jab, you slip. It's this style is very good for a person who has a good eye and sees all opponents' techniques. Also, it helps me to load up my punches. So my opponent throws a jab, I slip, and I can throw a body on whatever I do because I'm loading up my punch, my right hand right there. Same thing with my opponent throws a cross. Bam, bam. Left hook. I can roll and load up. Wow. Right. Hook. Right hook. But I wouldn't recommend rolling that much in Muay Thai because this is on boxing where you can just get it with the punches. But here we have elbows, knees, kicks. So whenever you move down, you're just asking for a knee to your face. So we know how to slip punches. Now we can learn how to pull the punches and counteract them. So when my opponent throws a jab, I will grab the hand, pull it down. With the pulling motion, I go a little bit backwards, so I load up my elbow in this case, and bam, I go forward. It's two motions, very small motions, but very important. I load up, and I go forward. I step forward. Either way, if I'm too far, it's more of a two steps when I step with my left leg, and then I step with my right, stepping into the elbow to throw the more powerful shot. Or just one step when I'm close, or no step. It depends on your distance. But it's important to load up, to transfer the weight from the punch, the power, so you don't get hit to the face. You pull it down. Don't pull down too much, but just like grab it, control the hand, pull it down, and then you have open space to throw whatever you want. I think the best thing to throw in Muay Thai is an elbow. That's why I'm using the elbows here. Feints. A good way to set up your punch, your killing technique, is to feint it with something else first. For example, what I like the most is when I throw a body shot, my opponent is expecting me to throw a body shot because I do it quite a lot. So I'm acting like I'm trying to load up my body shot. I even throw it a little bit, but I'm changing my direction and throw a hook. So I act like I want to throw a body shot, and I misdirect it and go boom to a face. Bam! You can even it's not a singular motion when I just let it slide. But I really want to sell the body shot. Bam! Bam! One more. Bam! To wait, I want to see that my opponent drops his guard down, and that leaves him open to my hook. Bam! Bam! Another type of feints are when you just want to make your opponent guard up and see how he would react if you would throw a punch. But you just see his reaction and then just wait for it. Then he will lower his guard down, and then you can attack. It's just a step without a jab. But don't forget to keep your hands high because you never know. Maybe your opponent sees right through you and he knows what you're doing. There are many ways how to throw feints in a fight. Usually it's just about making your opponent think that you want to throw some punch, some kick, whatever. It can be a kick which leads to a cross. It can be a jab that leads to a body shot. It's up to you what you want to choose. But the most important thing is to sell the first attack. If your opponent thinks that you're gonna hit him, he's gonna react to it. He's gonna try to block it. He's gonna move backwards. He's gonna lift his guard up, leave his body open, or the opposite way. Guard down, head open. It's totally up to you. Hand control. This is kind of connected to the thing that we talked about in the beginning, which is distracting your opponent. You put your hands on your opponent's hands and try to control it. When he tries to push forward, you push against him and you're controlling his hands, grabbing his hands. This really works well when you fight with small gloves because you have the extra grip in your hands. You grab your opponent's hands, you can pull it down, try to pull it down, attacking with an elbow, for example. But really you're just trying to control his whole body movement, because usually, which many people don't know, the hands can do everything. You know, you always try to move with your hip. Yes, this moves your hand. So you're kind of controlling everything he wants to do, and this can help you a lot. Also, it's a little bit of a fight for who is on top and who has more of a control. So who is taller, who is having a better vision in this fight. And really, it also works mentally when you know that the opponent is pushing your hands down. You're like, damn it, what should I do? So again, hands control or like mind control. Okay. Footwork. Very helpful thing when you don't want to get hit. Very helpful thing when you're fighting with small gloves. Because with small gloves, you cannot just stand and wait for your opponent to hit you, because your small gloves won't cover that much of a guard. You have to be light on your feet and angle up on your opponent. It helps you with your attacking as well, because what's the easiest way how to expect your opponent to hit you? You just stand and you see that he's just going in one direction, forward, backwards. I can just stand, nothing can endanger me. But if he switches up, if I switch it up, and I step a little bit here, and I can throw a combination. I can move to the other side, angle up, bam. Get up a little bit of a kicking there, boom, and I throw a kick. Which is actually harder because I step into it. I change the direction, I change the angle. Also, if your opponent is a very aggressive fighter who just rushes in, footwork is the best way to counter it. When your opponent rushes forward, I just step to the side, I let him go. Time. Of course, when I let him go to the side, I can follow up with another combination. There are many places, many targets on your opponent's face or body where you can hit your opponent. I would recommend hitting the nose, hitting the eyes, the temple, the chin as the best ways. It's a lot, but usually every person has an on-off switch on his chin and his temple, which is very helpful with the small gloves. I feel when I fight with small gloves, I can pick my shots better because they are more accurate. They are not just like big clumsy glove on my hand, but as a small glove, I can target my opponent more accurately. Also, when you see your opponent has a cut on his face or a bruise on his face, what else to do than not to hit that spot again? After all, you're here to win the fight. And the best outcome, win by a knockout. So hit the nose, hit the chin, try to hit it accurately. Hit the temple, bam. Hit the eyes, not eye pokes, but hit the eye to blur his vision. Also, it depends where you're fighting, on which event you're fighting, organization, whatsoever, rule set. Sometimes hits to the back of the head are allowed if your opponent is turning with his back on you and is really just like asking for it. You don't have to feel bad for doing it. But sometimes the referee will stop the fight and you can get a yellow card or red card. Some common mistakes that people do is Not using footwork that much, just standing in front of your opponent and trying to catch everything and block everything, and which can lead into taking a lot of punches, which you don't have to take when you just lean backwards a little bit and he misses. Or I just move to the side, I am light on my feet, I can see everything. You can see things much more clearly if you use footwork. Don't telegraph your punches. The worst thing you can do is to show your opponent. You can even tell him, hey, I'm gonna throw an uppercut now. And you load up like this, and he can see it a mile away, and he will, of course, he will dodge it. Try to not to telegraph your punches. Do as minimal extra movements as you can. When an uppercut, don't load it up like this. Just go a little bit down and push up. With hooks, the same thing. Of course, sometimes when you, for example, when you throw a left hook, you have to load up a little bit, but don't load up too much. Don't put your hand too much behind you. Just still keep your guard up. You're trying to, at all costs, you're trying to protect yourself. So once you do this, you're not protecting yourself and you're telegraphing your punch, which is two wrongs at the same time. So still try to hit from your guard. Don't move your hands too much from your hand, because that leaves you open for a punch to get knocked out. So always keep your guard up. Try to punch from your guard. Don't telegraph anything. And short motions are usually the better. This is something you should practice on your backs. Always have in mind to leave your guard up. Don't drop your hands. Don't leave yourself open. Because just because your back doesn't hit you back, it doesn't mean that in a fight your opponent won't hit you back. Another big mistake, leaning forward. You are hitting from here. That leaves you, first of all, you don't see much clearly from your opponent because he's higher than you are at this moment. And it leaves you open to attacks coming from down from below. And in Muay Thai, it's a straight knee to the face. Bam! Don't need to go too forward, because also you lose balance and you don't get too much of power in your shots as well. Don't forget to change levels with your attacks. Don't just try to hit the same combo all over again, the same punches all over again, and just do the same level. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your opponent just will leave his guard up and he will not get hurt. Try to switch it up. 1, 2, 3, body, and then you go up, distracting, and then throw again. Try to be diverse in your punches. Try to innovate with your punches. Not throw the same combinations to the same spots all over again. Also, don't just change the levels, but also change the angles from where you're attacking from. I can attack here, and then I move to the side. My opponent doesn't know where I am at this moment, he's confused, and I can hit him from a different angle and he doesn't expect me to hit. Always switch it up, be unexpected. Try to be accurate. Pick your shots. Don't just throw in blindly and hope that something will land. Also, it's not good for scoring points. When you throw 20 punches and your opponent just puts his guard up and he sees everything, controls everything, you're not scoring anything. You're just gassing yourself up. Pick your punches. Distract your opponent again. Bam, throw a body shot here. Wait a little bit. Feint a little bit. Wait for your opponent reaction. And then strike hard. Just be unpredictable. Pick your shots. Sometimes less is more. And be accurate. Very useful thing how to improve your boxing is to spar. It doesn't mean just boxing, but in kicking, Muay Thai overall, any martial arts, you need to spar. You need spar drills, which is as close to the fight as you can get. One of the good drills and warm-ups are playing tag with your opponent. It's fun, but it helps you a lot. It helps you with your footwork, with your accuracy, and with your timing and everything. Just take your opponent and try not to hit not to get hit. Hit and then to get hit. Also drills that will help your head movement. Just simple combinations, or your opponent just throws some punches slowly. You can speed up a little bit later. You can speed it up later, but start slowly so you can see all the punches. And you slip, bam, slip, slip, roll, roll. Just drills that will help you out. Also, it's never a bad thing to practice your guard. Strong guard can help you a lot of ways. This is more of a Dutch drill. A lot of Dutch boxers are used to getting hit and hitting back. Wait, get hit, and then hit back. And this will help your guard, to get stronger guard. I'm just testing my guard, and my opponent is hitting me, and I'm trying to cover everything. Also helps with my balance because I'm putting the weight where I should be, and I'm not like when my opponent hits me, and I'm not falling backwards. I go a little bit into the shot also. And a very good drill is combination for combination. Not to just get yourself hit and then wait and get yourself hit again and then wait. You always the last person who finishes the combination, who closes the combinations, wins. So you just do combination for combination. Start. 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, knee. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Cehovsky, and see you next time.